everyone, welcome to Best Life by You, the podcast dedicated to helping you overcome challenges around nutrition, mindset, health, relationships, and all of the above. Today, I'm going to be giving you insight on something called the Wellness Wheel, a reflective guide from my book, The 7+ Lifestyle. Can't really see it. There we go, on camera. For those of you on camera, you can see that it is very blurry, but yes, it's from my book, The 7+ Lifestyle, which came out in January 2024, and it's a recipe book for life. So yes, there are recipes towards the end. They're 100% plant-based, super simple to go through, but that is not the brunt of what I'm going to be talking about today. I will give you a brief overview of what my book is about. I would consider it more of a handbook, to be honest, just because it's so quick and it's just quick tips. It's not meant to be anything excessive. I have resources at the end, but it's more to just motivate you and get you on your feet again with some education. So, and humor, because why would I write a book without any humor or sass in it? That's just not me. So let me go ahead and just give you a brief overview of the first few pages of my book. So I write inside, as in my voice, you guys get to hear it for the first time. Here is your personalized coach's handbook, where together we dive into a deeper understanding of pH levels with respect to fighting unhealthy excess weight gain, illnesses, diseases, and certain cancers. This is accomplished by altering the foods you consume and the daily behaviors you perform. My Recipe for Life book is provided to help you enhance your palate, energy, and soul. So pretty much what I coach to my clients now in my coaching program. So Julie here, your spunky and sassy coach who is super positive and passionate about holistic health, combating illnesses, and helping people feel and look their best self, all while thriving on a plant-based diet. Or you can say lifestyle, because I don't really say diet anymore. Anyway, you can surely be a proactive problem solver if you apply yourself wisely, work smarter, and not harder. So now, my author's note. As we enter the beginning of the rest of your life, I'm going to coach you through obtaining the 7+ lifestyle, and I need you to trust me in the process. Seriously, trust me. Our journey to achieve what we want in life is never a sprint, but a marathon. If you need another line of inspiration, remember that Rome wasn't built in a day. If you feel alone entering your new and improved health journey, know that I am with you and I will guide you. I will be the tough, loving, fact-driven, sassy, spunky, and super optimistic coach that is here throughout from beginning to end. And we are here together, and I am not going anywhere. So here I present to you my coach handbook. P.S. I say y'all a lot. I'm not from the South. I just like saying it. In my book, I have 15 parts, so bear with me as I read through them all to you in real time. So part 1 is the introduction. Part 2 is the why factor. So I explain my why, hopes and dreams, and envisioning my body. Part 3 is understanding the pH scale. Part 4, behaviors and habits. Part 5, environment and community. Part 6, nutrition. Part 7, sleep. Part 8, hydration. Part 9, exercise. Part 10, final thoughts. And that's like the reading section. Then part 11 is the recipe book time. And I go through all my smoothies, breakfast, lunch, dinner, dressing, desserts, options, and recipes that I have. And then part 12, references. Part 13, resources. Part 14, thank you. And part 15, author's bio. So if you're still here with me, again, really good stuff at the end. I did work very hard on this. Also, this is my first book. I look back at it now and I'm like, ooh, I want to change this, or ooh, I want to change this. But everybody starts somewhere, and this is my first book, so I'm going to be kind to myself and give myself grace for it. So something, again, I want to focus on today is the Wellness Wheel and Reflective Questioning Guide. So I have my manuscript up because I would like to read right from it and, stop and just go over it. So if you are struggling with anything in your life right now and you need to just reset, I always tell my clients, I tell people who have my book to go to pages 28 and 29 and go through those questions. So even if it's just a certain aspect of your life that you're struggling with, I do think it's important to lean into these questions. So don't mind me as I go ahead and go through the questions in my manuscript. So Wellness Wheel areas and reflective questioning guides. And also, fun fact, In my head, I had a wellness wheel, but I realized in my book, I never put it there. So again, something that in a future edition, I can go ahead and add the actual, the actual wellness wheel that I am envisioning in my head. But for now, this is what we have. In my wellness wheel, I have 7 different areas: social, emotional, intellectual, spiritual, physical, occupational, and environmental. This is something you guys can go ahead and just, take notes on, pause the video as needed. But these are questions that I ask myself and to help me make sure that I'm hitting all these areas to help me be holistically well. Because that's the goal. Because truth be told, you can be amazing with your health. You can be conquering your health journey, working out all the time, eating super clean, drinking your water, getting your sleep. But if other areas are lacking, are you truly holistically healthy? So, one by one, I'm going to go through these questions and just have your notebook out and you can go ahead and answer them, or you can answer them. Maybe you're listening to this on your car ride and you want to just mentally answer it, you want to pause it. Feel free to do that. Am I succumbing to others' needs before my own? Do I have boundaries set in place in my relationships? Do I reflect on events and process my feelings? Do I set time for friends and family? Are your current relationships escorting you to a great future? Pausing there. Social, a lot of time is for you, boundaries, your relationships, and your future relationships. You want to make sure that you prioritize you. You come before anybody else because you cannot pour from an empty cup. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. And in this area, if you're struggling with it, maybe it's talking it through with a friend, or find a mentor, or look at your schedule and literally schedule out time for your friends or schedule out time for you so that you can feel well. So the next one is emotional. Am I acknowledging my feelings or suppressing them? Am I engaging in self-care daily, even for 2 minutes per day? Am I reaching out to my positive support system? Am I saying yes to events when I want to be saying no? Embrace the joy of missing out. You want to make sure you're taking care of your emotional needs, right? You want to make sure that you're taking care of your feelings, processing your feelings. And I know that can be something in social as well, right? Reflecting and whatnot. They all pretty much go hand in hand, but just thinking of that too. Like, are you a person that is in events constantly, or in situations where you're like, you know what, this does bother me, but I'm going to let it suppress. I'm just going to go ahead and swallow my feelings and not worry about it. And then over time, it builds up and it gets to you. So please make sure that you're assessing that. Okay, the third point is intellectual. Am I serving and doing a task that is challenging me? Am I practicing problem solving where I can? Am I writing, journaling daily to reflect on my day and learn more about myself? Those 3 questions are great starters for what you need for your mindset, because you cannot grow in a place where you are not being challenged. There has to be some sort of challenge. Maybe you're a teacher and you've been doing teaching for a long time and it's become mundane after a while and you don't really know how to spice it up. Maybe mix it up with your kids and have them do a riddle every single day. I had my students do a riddle every single day, and it was fun because it got their minds going and also got my mind going because had to go find a riddle and I wanted to figure out the answer before I actually looked at the answer, and it gave me a challenge every day. And then also just journaling and reflecting. Journaling also shows you your growth. So highly recommend journaling so you can learn more about yourself, where you were 5 years ago to where you are now, because the goal is progress, right? Like the journal entries I wrote from 5 years ago, I look back and sometimes I giggle because I'm like, I don't even know that version of me anymore. Like that version of me does not exist. I'm stronger. I'm mentally more sound. So those are things to think on. The next one is spiritual. Am I connecting with others around me who have similar beliefs? Am I meditating and focusing on breath work to keep myself centered, grounded, and present? Do I have goals and a vision board? I like to call them now action boards, but same thing, to help keep my mind focused on what I want to achieve. So there's a lot of ways you can look at spiritual. It could be energy healing as well. Some people like to focus on energy healing and even surrounding themselves with positive people. I'm the same way, right? Like I'll pick up somebody's energy, and if I'm not vibing with it, I'm like, okay, this is a different I need to be somewhere else. I need to be with people who are very like-minded and positive energy, because energies do drain, right? If you're with somebody who's very negative, it can get to you. And if you're constantly around them, it will get to you. So just think of that as well. And when I say beliefs, it could be religion, it could be beliefs as in positivity and your values and things of that nature. The next one is physical. Am I moving my body outside daily of work hours? Walking, strength training, cardio? Am I checking in with my doctor when I need to? Am I taking care of my body by fueling it with the right foods? Am I flossing daily? I always include that one because that is a personal goal of mine, but it does matter for physical health, right? Like, are you moving your body? Are you exercising? Are you going on walks? Are you getting sunlight? Are you sweating a little bit to get toxins out? Are you taking your vitamins? Like, everything in regards to your physical health, you want to make sure you're checking that list. And a lot of people in the world I work in are really good with physical, right? But the other part tend to be a little bit more of a struggle. The next one is occupational. So am I balancing my work life and social life? And also, this book I wrote back in 2022 and it came out 2024, but I think now balance, it's really hard to believe in balance. I think, when you do what you love and you have your life there, I don't know if necessarily balance is true nowadays, now that, I look back at this, but in regards to the general idea of like, are you enjoying your life and are you working, or are you just working around the clock and not enjoying your life? Like, that's something you need to meditate on. So the next part, if I'm not happy with my job, is there anything I'm working on to change it? Am I reflecting on the progress I've made in my current role? Am I taking mental health days, which you can use your sick days for these? And do I have a positive relationship with my team of coworkers? And that's something, you want to make sure, if you're spending 40 hours plus or 40 plus hours a week at a job and you're not enjoying it, there is something you want to reflect on in there. What part of it are you not enjoying? Are you not enjoying the people there? Is it the actual work you're doing? Is it the culture of the company? Is it the mission of the company? Really thinking of that and finding ways that you can, if this is a job you want to stay with and you want to grow, what can you do to change that? And a lot of it can be mindset, or it could be discussion with coworkers and see what you can do as a teammate to improve, your team or whatnot. But this is something you want to think on, because I know I struggle a lot with this because I am a business owner and I'm on my own. So a lot of time, a lot of my time is working. I enjoy working for sure, but I struggle with resting. So there's definitely parts of my life where I'm restructuring it, and I'm very intentional about restructuring it now so that I get all the things I want to do done first, and then I work the rest of the day and I feel a lot better, because I do feel like I have somewhat of, I don't know if it's a balance, but somewhat of a time for myself so I can be re-energized to go back to what I love. So it really just assess what you're doing currently and see what works best for you. But those are just some questions to meditate on. Okay, team. So the last one I'm going to be diving into is your environment. So what is your environment like at home, at work? Who is in your circle of support? What is your home setup like? Bedroom, car, and how are you helping our environment? So this one I want to spend a bit more time on. So really just going through my notes, because we want to make sure our environment is set up to help us succeed in every respect, because a lot of times, especially in our home, we can control that area, right? At work, it's very hard to control the people. You can't control the people, so let me backtrack on that. You can only control yourself, but in your environment and your setup, and maybe your car, you can at least control the layout. You can control what it looks like. You have that authority to create a positive environment. Our home environment sets the tone for our daily lives. Is it calm and organized, or does it feel chaotic and stressful? So a cluttered or noisy space can affect your energy, your focus, and even your sleep. On the other hand, creating a supportive home environment, one that feels safe and comfortable, can boost your mood, lower stress, and improve your mental health. So that is why I talk and harp so much on environment and setting up your space so that you can be successful. If you think about it too with food, right? If you're trying to eat healthier, your goal is not going to be to have Oreos and Twizzlers and Skittles sitting on the counter. You're going to want to replace that with fresh fruit. So you're more likely to be grabbing the fresh fruit than the snacks that are available, right? It's all about setting up your proper environment. And then even at work. So work is where we spend a huge chunk of our time. So your work environment matters just as much. Are you surrounded by people who motivate and inspire you? Or do you feel drained and unsupported? A positive work environment can fuel creativity, productivity, and growth, while a toxic one can lead to burnout and even physical health issues. So a podcast episode I've not done yet, but eventually will be in the future, is my environment. Last year I was living in black mold. Yes, black mold. Literally, I was so sick. I had bronchitis. I tore part of my rib cage, couldn't work out for 2 months, couldn't sleep laying down. I had to sleep on an angle. It was horrific. Literally sick, in and out of the hospital. Nobody knew what was wrong. I went to pulmonologist. He told me my lungs sounded like I had smoker lungs, all because of living in this environment. Now, I knew that there was something wrong, but the apartment community, gaslit me and made me believe that nothing was wrong. But eventually, when I hired somebody to go look beyond the walls, they found black mold and I moved out that day. So that was something that literally my environment, because I worked at home, it was killing me physically. So you also want to make sure your environment is healthy at home too. And if you work at home, please make sure to check in on that. Now, the next one, just to really focus on, is who the people you surround yourself with directly influence your mindset and habits. Do you have friends, family, mentors who encourage you and celebrate your wins? Or are you surrounded by negativity, comparison, and criticism? So building a strong, healthy support system can help you stay resilient during tough times and give you the push you need to reach your goals. Again, all related to your environment. And then what is your setup like at home, your bedroom, car, and personal spaces? So the setup of your personal spaces, as I was mentioning earlier, reflects your priorities and can even impact your mental clarity. Is your bedroom a place where you can truly rest and recharge? And when I say bedroom, I mean you should just be there for sleep. It should not be to be doing homework, to be watching movies, to be doing any of that. That should just be to rest and recharge. Now, your car, as I was mentioning, is your car clean and organized, or does it have unnecessary material there? Is there coffee drinks and empty bottle cans or empty bottles and empty cans all over the floor? Are there papers that shouldn't be there? What does it look like? Because if it is looking like that, I highly recommend take a moment, take a beat, and just go clean it. It's going to make you feel better. Small changes to your environment, like simply simplifying your space or adding personal touches to make you feel good, can have a big effect on your daily mindset. And then looking at our environment in general, right? Your whole environment. I'm in New York. I'm more towards the city, so not as much fresh, clean air as I'd like. But I'm trying to get out in nature as much as I can, and I would prefer to live in the suburbs over the city so that I can get more access to nature. So anyway, when you zoom out, looking at the big picture, it is our shared environment. All of us share this environment. The choice we make every day, recycling, reducing waste, supporting sustainable products, conserving energy, all add up. When we take small steps to care for the planet, we're not only helping future generations, but we're also creating a sense of purpose and alignment with our values. In general, guys, if you're not a person who's really for the environment, try to be. Just recycle. You don't need to go buy a new outfit all the time. You can even recycle your own outfits. You can use glass bottles, here, fill up liquids, use reusable water bottles. You don't need to go get all the plastic ones, little things to help. When we take the time to evaluate our environment, both internal and external, we gain insight into what supports us and what holds us back. Awareness is a first step towards positive change, and small intentional shifts can transform the way we live, work, and connect with the world around us. I really want you guys to just take a moment to reflect on these questions. I know I harped more on the environmental ones because I do believe that one is the first one you should be looking at, truly, is like, how do we set up our environment? Because that one you have a bit more control over. So even for me in my office, I have my certificates, I have my weekly checklist, I have my monthly checklist, I have a bunch of positive quotes here, more positive quotes, funny quotes, like things to just make me smile and excite me so that my environment is set up. Even with my pens and my notepads, like everything has a place. And when I come here, I'm ready to work. It's not like, oh, I need to go take care of this, or oh, I need to go take care of this. I'm ready to lock in and work because my environment is set up for me to work in this office. When I need to do work in regards to my business, I come to this office. I'm not doing it in my bedroom, and I'm not doing it in my living room. I'm not doing it in my kitchen. It is in this space because that is how I set it up. Same with my bedroom. My body naturally gets tired when I go in at night because my mind knows when I walk in that room, it's for bedtime. Literally, my mind is able to switch off and be like, it is time for bed. I'm going to bed. So if you start to reframe your life and think of your environment that way, it's going to help you tremendously. And it's going to help you with all the other aspects as well, right? Even for your physical, going to the gym, like you setting up your environment at home. Maybe, you have a space you really want to work out at home. Dedicate a space in your environment where you can just work out. So I just want you to reflect on these questions, think about them. And if you want more motivation, I'll drop the link to my book below. So go ahead, read it, order it, all the fun stuff. Message me if you have questions. But truly, guys, I know that you can continue to live your best life. You just gotta refocus, reset, and let the fun begin. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. If you would like to continue to get these episodes first thing, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel on YouTube and on Spotify under Best Life by You. If you're interested in working together, y'all can go ahead and visit bestlifebyyou.com/work with me, or go ahead and follow me on Instagram at NutriFitJulia. Send me a DM or just follow for more information, fun tips, and just a lot of humor. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Let's continue to live the best life by you.